I really felt like it wasn't me.
They sort of doped me up, really.
Whew. All your problems can be managed. I won't say they go away, because they don't. Not when you're 85, they don't go away.
What happened was exactly what it said on the packet. After a few weeks, I started feeling slowly better and better. It was like having a big pair of hands.
They're fast becoming one of the most widespread medicines in the world, and usage has doubled in Britain in a decade. Turn up at your doctor's surgery with sleep problems, anxiety or depression, and the chances are you'll be put on a course of pills. But what are antidepressants? They're sometimes referred to as happy pills, but this may be one of the most misleading things about them.
I felt a lot worse, really quite mad after I started taking it, but I persevered with it, and it was okay up to a point. I felt very controlled.
The happiness thing didn't really, wasn't really affected hugely, although I did find a little bit that I wasn't amazingly, unbelievably happy or incredibly enthusiastic about things, which I was quite worried about at one stage.
I felt very sort of floaty and relaxed, and which was nice. And sometimes it was very nice to not feel anything, but you can't go on like that.
I was taking something else, I don't know what it was, but it didn't seem to do anything. And I mentioned it to him one day and he says, "It's a new one out." They called it something. Not
Prozac.
Prozac.
Yes.
That's right, wow. He says, "Try that." Wow.
Oh, right.
Welcome.
Oh.
Prescriptions are rising so quickly that some clinicians are concerned they may be handed out too readily.
The doctor said to me, "How are you?" And I just burst into tears and said, "I hate it, I hate kids, I can't stand it, I can't do it anymore." And he said, "Take these tablets," basically.
I would have liked a proper psychiatric consultation, because it was literally within 10 minutes he told me I was bipolar. And he just thought, "You're wild." Wild equals bipolar, bipolar equals olanzapine.
So really,
lithium.
within 10 minutes or
Within
so
10
speaking
minutes.
to him, he was offering you lithium?
Yeah.
The GP just said, "Well, I think I'm going to prescribe you antidepressant medication. I'm going to prescribe this kind, and if you take it at night, then that should immediately help you to sleep better."
GPs tend to have their favourites. There's always a drug of the day or drug of the month or drug of the year that always gets prescribed a lot more than anything else.
You know, if you feel antidepressants aren't the right thing, not to be scared to go back and say, what else can I have, what else can we do, you know, and there's a lot of help out there.
I remember thinking quite clearly, oh well, I'd rather not try the drugs. So if you're offering me these two things, I'll try the therapy first, please.
There are several different types of antidepressants and a handful of competing brands. But whether or not they work might depend on how you define success.
Well, I noticed an improvement immediately. And people have said that's probably a placebo effect because they take a couple of months to kick in. But as I say, as far as I was concerned, I instantly felt much more calm, much more happier, much more able to view things kind of clearly.
I don't know what I would have been like without them. I fear I would have been a lot worse without them. But I don't know whether that's true or not. But I believe that I would rather kill myself rather than totally depressed without them. I believe that, really.
The difficulty with trying to say, well, we'll just start to talk about things, you're not even in that place you can even do that at that point. Whereas the medication takes that edge off the thoughts of suicide and of wanting to harm yourself, to the point where actually, okay, you're still low, you're low mood, you're still struggling, you know, to get through the day, but you're able to then start to do things about it in other ways.
Some patients say the most disturbing thing in a box of pills isn't the drugs, but the leaflet detailing the long list of side effects.
Headaches, just feeling very dizzy, and I really struggled to even get into school because I was feeling so terrible.
It makes you crave sugar. Really dry mouth, horrible taste in my mouth, insomnia.
I just kind of was going through day by day going, why does my stomach feel like this? It's never like this.
My libido, my sex drive, I had no no interest, which was fine because I was single at the time.
It's pretty much inevitable that people feel sick when they first take it, especially if they take it on an empty stomach. It's pretty much inevitable that they'll have some degree of change in bowel habit, some diarrhoea.
You know, if you're at the lowest point you can possibly be, the side effects are probably worth it. If you're mildly depressed, they're probably not going to be.
Growing numbers of people now take antidepressants, and most of us will know someone who does. But mental health remains a taboo subject for many people.
I think that people think that it might change your essential self, or people might think it might turn you into someone that you're not.
I just don't see any bad in them, other than potentially the stigma that other people will think, and you don't have to share it with the world. You can do it yourself. It's a tiny little pill you take that nobody ever needs to know about.
It gets to a point where it's lying by omission. If it's still a part of your life, then you sort of owe it to that person if you're going to be dating them to be clean about it. But also, you don't want to drop it on the first date. No. By the way, yes.
Other than my parents, I've personally never come across anybody who I feel has treated me differently or anything because I've told them. And, you know, if someone has ever done that, I think that's more of their problem than my problem.
I wouldn't ever say to the person sitting beside me, oh yes, I'm on antidepressants. And I just think there's a stigma with mental illness.
More than 50 million antidepressant prescriptions were written in England last year. That's about 100 every minute. The United States is the world's biggest consumer of antidepressants. They're currently prescribed to around 30 million Americans. And antidepressants are big business. The global market for this kind of medication is worth about $12 billion a year.